We are even I can trade. You will be assimilated. Your trading knowledge and distinctiveness will be added to our own. You will click the like button. You will subscribe to this channel. You will share this content with at least one other friend. Resistance is futile.
What's up, guys? It is January 25th and it's midday right now, 12:31 p.m. And I just wanted to get some footage because it's been a mildly stressful day so far. And really it's just because of the volatility in the market. I've got two trades on. I've got a put spread and a call spread on right now. And, you know, stepping back, it's looking pretty good right now. This is the first chance I've really kind of took a breath and was like, okay. But if you can see from this morning, we gapped down hard, probably about 40-50 points on the open. And I saw that and decided I saw a trade that I could get 60 points down and below R3 on the put side. And it was hard for me to pass that up, even though I knew there was a lot of negativity in the market. So I went ahead and took that trade, got 60 points down, and it worked out beautifully. So I'm pretty good on the put side, but that was stressful because I got in a little bit early. And of course, every time I get in, the market slaps right towards my direction. And today was no different. So market knifed right on down into my trade. Now my alert was set for 20 points up, so it never triggered my, hey, look alert or anything like that. But just kind of watching it was very, very stressful because it was hanging out under this particular trend line right here, which tells me am I trending to get taken out or not. So it was pretty stressful for a couple of hours until we broke out, and this is a pretty strong breakout. It ripped up. So decided to go ahead and get into a call while it was still early enough to get a decent distance away. So I was able to get a call that was about 45-50 points up from where the market was, something like that. And was able to get that call. And of course, the market started trending above that particular trend line for an hour or two. So it's just like stress. And then we had this huge, thick candle right here that pierced right up towards my direction. And, that just doesn't feel good, and I'm just talking about the mental of it right now. But it's just something that you have to learn to handle. It causes you to, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to roll? What if it keeps going this direction forever? All this kind of stuff and all of those thoughts. But in reality, I've got this 4,000 level right here. The the S&P futures right here, they're about 15 points up from the actual SPX. So there's a 4,000 level on the futures as well that corresponds to the 3985 level of the SPX. The 3985 level is about right here. So this acts as another area of resistance for the market that I have not even thought about before today. So the market was bouncing off of that 4,000 level on the futures, which is the 3985 level. So we've got this 4,000 level on the futures, and then this 4,000 level on the actual SPX that acts as resistance. And that gave me a little bit of peace of mind once I realized that. So you can see that we're actually falling right into our profit zone right now. We could still spike up from here. Some of the tech stocks like Microsoft that caused this gap down really spiked back up today, but they've started to calm down. The internals have started to calm down a little bit, and it looks like we might, at least for now, settle into this particular little range right here, which is fine by me. I just need to buy a little bit more time, so that if we do start trending in a direction, that we're trending under this particular line right here. So waiting on that is probably gonna take another half hour to an hour before I can feel pretty good about it, but it's probably gonna be okay. But I just wanted to get this on film while the market is open and kind of document my feelings on this, because it can get really stressful early on once you enter a trade. So just wanted to show you that. And experience does help with this, and especially knowing these levels helps with this as well. So you can kind of see if it starts to break a whole bunch of different walls, then you might want to take some action. But just want to get this on film. So thanks. We'll see you. Yeah, what's up, y'all? What's up? Today it was a good day, although a very frustrating day. We are here at the end of the market day after the close, and this is what the market gave us today. This is what the market did to us today. Look at that. Look at that. It's hard to imagine a worse, more frustrating day. Maybe it is not that hard, but today was a very frustrating day. You can see from our earlier report that the market did a complete 180 turnaround, and all of that bear energy that it gave this morning, it gave all of that back and then some, and then 2 times more than that. It just plow, 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 up and up and up, right up until about 3 o'clock. And I think I told you this before, maybe, but aside from this account, I also trade real money, and I was very frustrated because it took out one of my real trades, a call spread. I had to trade like 5 times a day on that account. It was very upsetting. I don't like to do that. I like to coast, but this is just what the market gives you sometimes. I mean, let's look at the breadth or the width or whatever you want to call it. 70 points, 70 point spread today. It is very, very difficult to account for a 70 point move in the market. It can be done. I did it today, but it's hard, right? Very annoying, but it happened. So these are my trades. You can see them on the screen. This morning, I thought, as soon as I got into this trade, of course, the market turns into Jason and wants to stab me. But it changed its mind rather quickly. And can we leave well enough alone? Nah, that's not what we do. Probably should, but we don't. So got into a call spread. The first call spread I got into actually would have gotten taken out today. Just it still might have been. No, it would have been probably. But I was at a 40.15 early on. I don't know, somewhere down in one of these. I was just excited that the market got out of bear territory and turned around a little bit. You just don't know this stuff is coming, man. The only inkling I had was when I said earlier the gap fill, because this is a huge gap. It's like a 50-point gap, man. Like, look at this gap. Look at this gap. How big is this? There's our open, 42.5 points gap, right? That's a huge gap fill to do all in one day, right? But it did it convincingly, right? It filled it. So let this be a lesson to you, man. The market does not like gaps. Don't like them. But I just didn't expect it to fill that same day or that fast or whatever. But it did. This angle of attack right here, this is a very, very steep angle. I mean, it was just like a freight train, up and up and up, right? So I had to backpedal a little bit, lost a little bit of profit, but I was still green. And I'm gonna tell you what I did to adjust. One key adjustment that I like to make on days like this that really helps keep those days green is to roll up your put trades, right? So as you're backing off up here, if you have to take a stop loss or something like that, keep the loss small, keep the loss small, keep the loss small, and roll up your puts, right? So I rolled up some of these puts, probably right here, something like that, somewhere right below the low, and collect some more premium on this side. This is going to help offset that small loss that you took on this side. It may not fully make up for it, or it might, or come close, whatever, but it makes the job easier for, whatever you have, whatever comes next. So you roll up the puts. Have to be careful about a retracement, of course. That's why I don't like to roll beyond, the low, but roll this put up, collect that premium, use it to fund a roll up here, and just kind of shift the whole profit window up. So collect some more premium here. You roll this up, you take a little L right here, but you still collect some more premium a little bit higher up. Between the premium that you collect rolling up the put and rolling up the call side, you should be okay, right? Even if you had to take a 3x loss, a stop loss, if you're trading on 3x stop losses, you should be well on your way to making that up if you just roll the whole window up, the profit window there. So that's our trade for today. It is done. It is in the books. We are still above this red line right here. Told you that red line is very important. Although we are making lower highs. So pay attention to that. Some corporate guidance on the earnings was not so good. That's what caused this gap in the first place. So we do have to keep our eye on that recession question that's out there. Heard another economist today make the case for a small or light recession. So they'll start, whether it's a recession or not, they're going to start throwing out the words, right? Perception is reality here. So if the market thinks it's a recession, it's a recession. So you just have to watch out, regardless of whether it is or not. So those are trades. And let's see what the account looking like. Bring that to the chair, right chair. And you can see right chair over, what's that? Anybody? That is, what is that number? Is that 100? No. $1,000. We are $1,043. That, my friends, is a 100% profit in a month. This is day, 21 or something. 21. So yeah, that's 100% profit. Yeah. So if we come to our sheet, which everybody needs to check out the sheet. The sheet is awesome. We've pretty much followed the 6% level, probably more like 5% or something, but it took us about 21 days. We did have a setback or two, maybe two. So per the sheet, we would have been here 18 days. We got here in 21 days, right? That's 100%, 102%, whatever the actual math is. I take it, right? So I did cheat a little bit today. Not cheat, but I did go ahead and utilize two contracts today because I could. And I was able to do that. This is a no for me, but I did that because I got a little extra premium on the put side. I usually don't do 35-cent puts, but today was just great. Okay, guys, look at this. So let me go back here, right? We got down 45 points on the open, okay? VIX is tearing up the floor, right? VIX is through the roof at the time. That means premiums are through the roof at the time. That means I can get further away from the market. But what it also meant is I can get further away from the market below R3. S3, S3, support S3. This is S3, not S2, S3, right? I love to be below S3. I love it. The market rarely ever peaks its head below S3. It does sometimes, but like you're talking about the single digit % of time. So not only am I below S3, I'm well below S3. Not only am I well below S3, I'm well below any of these other trades. I'm well below all these other support levels. I'm well below everything. I'm like out here in outer space. And it was giving me 35 cents. What do you want me to do? Yeah, I gotta get it, man. Right? It's staring you dead in the face. Like, okay. Like, I could adjust, right? Because I got some extra premium. Let's say the market wanted to keep going down. Unlikely, just is not likely, but let's say it wants to keep going down, right? Yeah, it was scary right here. Yeah, I was questioning my whole life with all of this right here when I first got in. But I could roll down. I could sell calls. I could do that whole window adjustment I was talking about. I had some spare monies. No, I did not actually, but still, I could adjust a little bit, So why not? Right? Am I fooling myself? Am I crazy? I'm a little crazy right now because I'm happy. But guys, 35 cents, 39.15, almost in the 3800s, right? For 35 cents, we're 60 points down. I think it was 60 at the time. Okay, 55 points down, right? Might as well be 60. Let's just call it 60 because it's fun. And that's further than we normally get. We normally get like 50 points away, 45 points away, 40 points away. We're already 60 points down. The market's already down 45. A total down of something like 100 points. 100 points away. And we're well below S3. And we're out here in outer space. And the market's gap, so we know that it wants to gap fill. And we know the market loves this 4,000. It's in love with this 4,000. It's its girlfriend, it's its wife, right? This is the market's wife right now. Loves this 4,000. So it's just like, what do you want me to do? Right? I gotta get it. So I got it. Okay? Leave me alone. All right. So that happened. Okay. So that's because I collected the extra premium on that. It brought down the total cost of the trade to just enough where I could squeeze in and get 2 contracts. So I did it. And it worked out. Okay. All right. So that's what allowed us to really push up and get extra premium and allowed us to get this $100, which I really did. Whatever. It happened. What do you want me to do? So now we're over 1,000. Now the march is to 2,000. Now here's the thing. I have been going back and forth of whether or not I am going to use 2 contracts going forward, because having extra cash, extra monies in the account is such a vital thing and such a useful thing when you get into trouble. And we've gotten into trouble 3 times in the past week. Okay. And it wasn't fun to figure out a way out, but we got into trouble. And if we had this extra cash, it would have been so much better, because I could have just closed out the short side of a trade and let the long side run. I could have rolled, I could have rolled down, I could have done all kind of cool stuff that I cannot do because I don't have any extra cash. So I think I'm just going to leave it to a judgment call today of whether I'm going to do 1 or 2 contracts going forward until we build up some more cash. Okay, because I'm not really in the mood to tempt fate. And yeah, you should have extra cash, and I don't want to be teaching bad habits, but we don't have a lot of money to work with. It just is what it is. So I'm not sure. Okay. So, but nevertheless, we're down here. If we do trade with 2 contracts going forward, it should only take us another, this is 9 successful days to add another 3rd contract. 9 trading days, like 2 weeks or whatever. So that'll be interesting to see. So yeah, very cool stuff, man. You've seen it. This sheet works. The math works. The math is math. You can't beat math. Okay, math be mathin'. All right, and this math be mathin'. It is what it is. You get these numbers, you will get these results. Okay, you don't have to push. And that reminds me of something I wanted to tell you guys. In the vein of not pushing your luck, not trying to hit home runs, not trying to make $1 million in 2 seconds. Consistency is what wins. The tortoise and the hare. Okay? You don't need to get 60%, 70%, 90%, 100,000% in a day. You don't need it, because one day the market's going to take it and yank it right on back. Right? But with this, if you can figure out how to do this consistently. Sometimes when I get off work on the way home, I'll drive for Lyft. it's a good way to meet people. I only do the higher end, whatever it is. It's a good way to meet people and clients and stuff like that. And it's fun for me, whatever, extra money in the pocket, extra trading money. And it just underscores how long, how much actual physical labor you have to do to make these amounts of monies a day, because you can see the money, each ride that you give, how much it adds it up, per time, per mile, all this kind of stuff. I mean, it takes like an hour, 2 hours sometimes to make like $30. And that's an hour of concentration. That's an hour of like driving. Like, just imagine like a 2-hour trip to the next city over or something like that. Or driving across whatever city you live in and then back just to go get $30 or something like that. And this is the higher level of Lyft. This isn't the base level. This is like the luxury Lyft, right? Like, just do that in your mind, because if you're just sitting there chilling, the time doesn't pass the same. But if you're like actively concentrating and working, you really feel every moment, every second of that time. And it's just like, if I could just, like, all you have to do is just sit in front of your computer, figure out some numbers and some funny looking graphs, and click a couple buttons in the right way at the right time, and there's the same $30 that it took you slaving for 2 hours of your life and of your car wear and tear and risking whatever and all this kind of stuff to get that same $30. And you just sit here, click a button, go cook your food, go watch your favorite show, take a shower, come back, $30 in your pocket on a good day. Or on a bad day, you check your phone, you stress out a little bit, you pace around a little bit, you clench a little bit, and you still get the same $30, right? It's like so much more efficient for you to do it this way, because all of that stress that I went through here and here to get, this $100 that I got today, it scales. So you change this to a 20, and all of a sudden you change this 100 to 1,000, and it's the same work. It's the same work, right? It doesn't get harder for the most part. It's the same work, and it scales up, and it gets more rewarding, right? Once you figure it out. But you can give as many rides on Lyft or whatever version of Lyft that you're going through right now to get your money and pay your bills, and guess what? It's gonna pay the same thing. It's gonna pay the same thing regardless. Every single time, no matter how many times you do it. All right? No matter how many bricks you lay, each brick is gonna bring you however many dollars, $5, $10. Okay? You lay these bricks build a bank for you. Right? So it just really made it visceral for me today to think about that. To think about time value, the value of your time, the efficiency of your time, how you're spending your time, and what are you spending it on, all that kind of stuff. That's it. I'm out.
Your assimilation to the collective will begin by joining the Even I Can Trade Discord. Link in the description of this video. You will join a tier based on your distinctiveness, or you will join the general area with no economic impact. Excuses are irrelevant.